Okay, welcome back everybody. Apologies, as I say, about the breakout room. We are looking into why it's not working. So, Daniel, I know you weren't here for the last session, but I'm hoping that Karen, Kerry, and Peter have given you a good overview of what was covered. So, if you want to tell me.
Yeah, apologies for my voice, man. I'm feeling a bit sick. So apparently the guys were given an event proposal slash an event plan, and they had to come up with a fundraiser to raise 30K, was it? I think for their event, and then they had to present to the a 10-minute presentation to the group, and the main idea was to use collaborative IT tools to document all their ideas and come up with ideas and put it all together. I think that was the overall gist of the session.
Perfect. Sorry that you to hear that you're not very well. You can hear you a bit full of cold. I hope it's not man flu.
Who knows?
Who knows? My boyfriend's got man flu at the moment.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. So I'm playing nurse when I'm at home. He's he's not coping well with it. So Peter, if I remember rightly from that session, you were the spokesperson, and you're the man in the know because there's a secret Tesla factory. You have access to Elon Musk, and if I remember rightly, was it Michelle who said you had a bit of a Boris vibe about your presentation?
Someone did.
Yes.
Lots of bluff and little content.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily put it like that. But I think the takeaway was that you definitely could have a career in public speaking. I believed what you were saying. I genuinely did. So it was a fantastic presentation. So the main elements of that were about the collaborative IT tools, which I know Daniel you touched on. So what we would be looking for in your portfolios is how you use those tools. So which tools did you use? Why were they the best to use? So for Google Docs, everyone could just go in, brain dump, see what everybody else was writing. So those were the benefits. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the IT packages and how we can enhance what we do and how we can become more efficient. For some of you, there might be some learns in here that you think, I actually already know how to do that. There might be others that you think, I have no idea how I would use that. But these are the type of tools that as you progress in your careers within Cabinet Office, these are the type of tools that you might get an opportunity to use. So it's always worth having in your toolbox. So we're going to look at Word documents. Highlighting a sentence with a click, changing capitalizations and voice typing. Now Millie, who is our Inner Summit pilot, Michelle's here as well. Hi Michelle.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, are you okay?
Yes, I am, thanks. Hope you are.
Yes, we are all good. You've come just at the right time. We're just starting to look at Word documents. So we're going to be covering three things: highlight a sentence with a click, changing capitalizations and voice typing. Our lovely pilot at Inner Summit, Millie, she's going to be my glamorous assistant. So as we go through these, I will be getting her to share the screen. Karen, you've put your hand up.
I just want to say, Jake just popped in our group chat that he's got a laptop problem, so can't join.
Thank you very much. Thank you for letting us know. Okay, the next element of the session will be around Excel and Sheets. So I'm aware that the majority of you in Cabinet Office will use Google Docs, is that correct? Is anybody on Microsoft? No? That's good. I'm still transitioning from Microsoft Word into Google Docs. Inner Summit use Google. I've traditionally been a Microsoft Word girl, so I've kind of had to learn these things as well. We're going to be covering pivot tables, flash fills, conditional formatting, slicers and sparklines. They all sound very exciting things, but they are just fantastic tools to use, especially if you work in a role that requires data analysis. if there is time, we are also going to look at PowerPoint and slides. So about your design ideas, aligning all of your graphics and finding those transparencies. So as the slide says, I'll be Google available. We're going to look at highlighting a sentence with a click. So how do we do that? And I'm sure you all know how to do this, but this is just something that we cover because occasionally we do get people who come on these workshops and they don't know how to do this. So to quickly highlight an entire sentence, hold down the Control key in Windows or Command key on a Mac and click the beginning of the sentence and the word will take care of the rest. Does anybody use things like that for when they need to copy and paste, move things around in a document? Yeah, getting some nods. So just to show you there, very easy to do, very quick. If you need to quickly copy and paste and move things around, it's really quite basic. For your changing your capitalizations, this is a really useful tool if you are creating a report or you are using somebody else's text to put in a report. There might be times where you need to actually section that out and have different headings. Now, it would be very time consuming to go in, delete it, put caps lock on, retype it. But there is a very quick way to do this on Google. Does anybody know how to do this? Peter, do you know how? No? Karen? No? Michelle? No? Daniel? No? And Kerry? No? Oh well. Okay, this is going to be good then. So if I can ask Millie to open up a Google Doc for me, please. Okay, if you can just type Cabinet Office for me in lowercase. Just whatever, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you had a header and you thought, oh, actually I need to change that into capitalization, so you would highlight the text. Okay, you would then go to Tools. It's Tools. Or Format, yeah, Text. Go down to capitalization and then go across, uppercase, done. So if you have a lot of text that you need to do for that, because sometimes you do need to use capitalizations, as I say, particularly for reports, it's a really useful tool. Now what we're now going to move on to is something that we've recently discovered in Inner Summit, and it is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you the basics, then I'm going to set you away with an activity. So we're going to cover voice typing. Does anybody already use voice typing? If you can just put your hand up if you've already used it. No hands, that's great. Oh, Karen, you've used it. How often do you use it?
Not often. I wanted to use it for my dad actually, because I can't read things very well anymore. So I started seeing if I could use it for him.
Oh, that's really good.
I don't use it at work, but I use it at home sometimes.
Great. Well, it's good that you've still got that experience. Now, we're going to look at this obviously from a work perspective, and then I'm going to set you away with a task. So, Millie, if I can get you to open up the document again. Okay. Now, if you go into Tools, and then Voice Typing, and then if you click for Click to Speak, everything that I'm going to say will start to appear on the screen. Full stop. New paragraph. This is a really useful tool if you have a lot to say. Has that worked? No. Okay, we'll try that again. This is a really useful tool if you have a lot to say. Okay, if we can go back to the breakout room. There we go. Okay, very simple, very, very simple. There will be so many ways you can apply this in your role, and not just your role. There will be a lot of other people who would benefit from this. So I'm actually going to work, our workshop was designed for 2 different breakout groups, but I'm just going to put you into one, give you a little bit more time so you can have this discussion. Now, before we go into this, what I want you to do, I'm going to just give you a view of some of the things that you can use as voice commands. So I want you to take a screenshot of this or a photo. Okay, and I'm going to put up another screen. These are more voice commands that you can use. Okay, so here is the activity. As I say, you're going to be doing it as a group, as one group. So it says 15 minutes on here, but because you're going to be looking at both sides of this, I'll give you 20 minutes. So you need to create a presentation on Google Slides. What are the benefits of voice typing? Within your presentation, you need to include a voice typing Google Doc of your discussion. So this is your opportunity to use voice typing. I also want you to consider what the potential pitfalls would be. Now, when you're talking about this in your group, I don't want you to just think of you as an individual. Think of your role, your colleagues, your team, at an organisational and strategic level. What would the benefits be and what are the potential pitfalls? So really think about it in those different strands. And when you come back, if you can present. Now I'm going to let you guys decide who's going to take the lead. Peter, I'm not putting any pressure on you, even though I've seen your talents already. But if anybody else wants to do some of that, that would be great. So I shall see you back in 20 minutes time.
Than the Word version.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, to me that looks as if it's, I mean, I haven't used on Google Choice, I've only ever used it on Word, and that seems to be quite inaccurate, this one. It's really
So-
not.
Right,
So
guys,
no,
welcome
we don't
back.
feel like we would use it. The majority would prefer to type, and Karen has stated that this may not be as accurate than others that she's used.
Right, guys, welcome back. Can you all see and hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
some nods. Welcome, Abby and Jem and Uzziah. I'm pleased that you have been able to join. So, who is going to be this spokesperson for the feedback?
That looks like me.
Okay, over to you, Michelle.
Okay, so together as us, we came up with some pros and cons for using voice typing. The document that we created is called Voice Typing Is It Worth It? The team have listed the benefits, which are inclusivity. It allows another way of working for those who perhaps struggle with spelling or typing, or are visually impaired. Some people can speak faster than typing. Dictation is completed in real time, can promote efficiency and productivity. There's less chance of repetitive strain injury from continuous typing, so there's health benefits there for those who may have issues. It's able to spell complicated words, and its flexibility of working in or out of the office and on the moves. We found some pitfalls, which is misunderstanding of accents and language, issues with data privacy when voice typing, background noise interference. You have to speak very clearly. This could be a good product if used for minute taking, but unfortunately not with current technology. Can actually be more time consuming, with time spent figuring out tone and pace to speak, as well as reviewing errors. We've also realised that this might not be easy to use in all environments due to more noise, office, trains, etc. Environmental backgrounds. Tends to favour American English and not very good with some accents. And talking for extended periods can cause vocal problems. Again, this is another health worry, to keep talking into the microphone. And it's not as easy to work collaboratively with a voice typed document. And just to give you an example of what we're talking about, the Summit team, the dictator document that I used, I'm just going to give you a paragraph of dictating, and then I'm going to give you the correct paragraph.
Okay.
So the dictated paragraph, which I'm going to choose, is Kerry has passed off by asking what the pitfalls would be of voice documenting. That was the dictated version. The correct version is Kerry has started off by asking what the pitfalls would be of voice documenting. So somebody will need to be going and just checking the document to make sure it makes sense and it's clearer afterwards. And that's it.
Great. Well, it sounds like you have covered quite a bit, and there's a lot of really good points in there. So the takeaway, the homework, as it were from that, will be, Michelle, if you can share that document with the others and get this uploaded onto your portfolio under the IT recording tasks page, and just add a little commentary around that, what the activity was, what you gained from it, what points you think are really relevant to your area. I like that you've touched on privacy, because that is something that will definitely be a factor with this, and it could be open to abuse. So it's about how that's then managed appropriately. I love that you've considered the health and safety elements as well, that it would help somebody, you know, to reduce that repetitive strain. If somebody had physical issues, it would be a great tool to use. So you have covered quite a broad range of benefits and pitfalls there. The next thing we're going to look at is pivot tables. Now, does anybody use data in their roles? Just put your hand up if you do. Okay, Michelle, Kerry, Peter, and Dan. That's great. Can I just ask, when I'm talking, can you see me, or am I like coming off in like freeze frames? Freeze frames. Yeah, okay. Don't know what's going on. We'll have to keep an eye. Just bear with us. As long as you can hear me, I think that's going to be the main part, the main thing. If you can hear me, that's okay. Apologies for the weird screen grabs of me. I'm sure I'm pulling some quite unusual faces. It keeps pausing at unfortunate points. So with the data, so Michelle and Kerry, Peter and Dan, do you use pivot tables?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
No.
No?
No.
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of.
I
Right.
don't know the names of anything as well, that's my problem. I just do things and hope for the best.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Well, we're going to cover pivot tables, okay? If you just bear with me for one moment though, we're just going to have a little look at as to why we're having these issues. So if you just bear with me one moment. That's fine.